Hello, Happy New Year, and welcome back to Gabagool and 8. My name is Wes Dawson, and for the past half year, I have been inciting, delighting, and igniting the flame of knowledge and human understanding while keeping you all in dire anticipation for more. Well, it's here. Not that big a deal. It's every Wednesday. So, Gabagool and 8 is described differently by every person I've spoken to. Basically, I like to think of Gabagool and 8 as like the first booby calendar I ever received as a child. Now, I didn't know how badly I wanted it until my father gave it to me. So Christmas is over, and I hadn't had a chance to participate in one of my absolute favorite holiday traditions, and of course that is the two-man Christmas party. Basically, my best friend and I would get together and we would put back as much eggnog and brandy as humanly possible. And what started out as an ironic appreciation of Michael Bublé's swooning Christmas melodies became, as I had mentioned in a previous episode, a beloved Christmas staple. And the first year we did this, I was like, hey buddy, we gotta stop drinking this shit. And he's like, why? Are we out of brandy? And I said, no, but we have consumed each about 5 liters of eggnog, which is the equivalent of dying at 40 of diabetes. So, we had to draw that back a little bit, change up our mix a little bit, but unfortunately, due to these circumstances, we weren't able to have that party this year, but we will definitely make up for it next year. Now, as we head into 2021, there's a lot of different things going through my mind. You know, the state of the world, state of pro wrestling, the state of music, live shows, state of just about everything. And one thing I realize is that I am turning into Kevin Spacey from American Beauty. Now, I want to make a distinction. Kevin Spacey, the character from American Beauty, not actually Kevin Spacey. Now, for any comparisons to the man himself and yours truly, I can assure you that everyone involved was of legal age and fully consenting in the activities. No, I'm talking about the character he played in the film Lester Burnham. Now, I say this basically because my zest for life is slowly dying, as well as I've been spending an increased amount of time smoking pot and working out in my garage. All I'm missing is some rose petals, a teenage girlfriend, and a plastic bag floating in the air to watch. Oh, and I also need to start banking a lot more hours jerking off in the shower. So the first episode of 2021 has a different approach to our expert panel member because it will be expert panel members. I'm going to try and get on the line all of my guests from the past year to discuss Gabagool and 8, Wes Dawson, and anything else deserving of a marble statue. Now, I know what you're asking yourself. Wes, this is the first episode of 2021 and there's no good, bad. What, did you bash your head in with a rock or something? What the is going on? Well, some issues popped up that I was debating whether or not this should just be a segment or just something that I want to rant about. So basically, here it is. Well, for starters, an automated phone service where they've kind of caught on to your little game and they know you can't just push 0 to go direct to an operator. That's an invalid selection. Ooh, that just frustrates me, like when you're taking a dump and it feels like it's coming out sideways. What about the fact that when you order an all-dressed hot dog or hamburger, there is no fucking ketchup on that goddamn thing? Now, I'm sorry, maybe I've been taking frickin' crazy pills for the past 30 years, but I remember growing up as a young lad, as a beautiful, young, blonde baby boy, that when you ordered something all dressed, you got fucking ketchup. What is this shit? Is this like an alternate timeline, like Sinbad or the Bernstein Bears or something, or the Monopoly Man without a monocle? Like, what is going on? What about people on dating sites who don't post their picture? Do you not understand what kind of superficial and shallow service this is? It's based on looks. No one gives a shit about your personality. Okay, so maybe this should be a segment. I can think of so many things just off the top of my head. When toilet paper doesn't fit the dispenser properly, anybody over 70 who's driving, deer either in the woods or on the road, I'm not a hunter myself, but hunters can shoot every goddamn deer they see. I'd have no problem with that. Slow skating children at a public rink. You know, the list goes on. Talk songs, like basically any song by George Thorogood. I used to like him, and then when I got older, I was like, what the guy doesn't even sing. He's like Frank Sinatra. He just talks while music's playing. I had my rent. I was supposed to pay my rent. And then I didn't have the money. So I told my landlady, I don't have the money. She's like, well, you got to pay me my rent every month. That's how it works. And I said, well, I'm going to get a job and pay me in 2 weeks. When I get that money deposited in my account, I'll pay you. Yeah, but I need it now. Well, I asked for direct deposit. You know, I gave them my transit number and everything. So I should get the money pretty quick. All right, sounds good. I can't stand that shit. So, maybe this will be a segment. Maybe it'll be its own podcast, just me ranting angrily for 30 minutes. I think that'll really inspire positivity in the world. Well, it is time for a cacophony of good times and good people. I'm going to give a ring to as many people as I can get on the line, and we're going to have a group chat about Gabagool and 8. Yes, hello, Kevin, Brian. It is only appropriate as you were the first guest on the inaugural episode of Gabagool and 8 that I have you back here on the first episode of 2021. How have you been? How are you doing? Let me hear it.
Hey, Wes, I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and go fuck yourself! C'est quoi ton problème de rire de Airbud? Nous autres, on l'appelle Toby le joueur étoile, pis sûr qu'il peut péter la gueule de ton chien Mac en 2 secondes. Va chier!
Oh boy, that was more intense than I anticipated. Well, how's about I give Adam Ace a ring? A man I felt a special bond with since we first met. Here we go. I know it's long. He's Irish. It's one of those wonky European phone numbers. Hello, Adam Ace. This is Wes Dawson, and it is truly an honor to have you back on Gabagool and 8.
I keep telling you not to call me, but yet you keep fucking calling me. I'm in the middle of trying to do a live stream right now, G.I. Joker TV, and you just keep on ringing me, and you won't leave me the fuck alone. Dawson, stop.
Well, third time's a charm. At least that's what my doctor told me about my hepatitis and COVID-19 tests. Nasty Nathan Sharp, welcome to the program. You are truly a head above the rest, and you are the only man that can get my pulse pumping outside of my neck and my wrists.
This year's had a lot of ups and downs for old Nasty Nathan Sharp, but without a doubt, Gabagool and 8 has been the worst part of my year. I hate contributing it. Why?
Honestly, is this what 2021 is going to be like for me? You guys can express whatever you want, but do you really need to hang up so aggressively? Well, tune in next week for part 2 of whatever sad reality this is I'm living. Well, I'm Wes Dawson for Gabagool and 8. I would like to thank you for listening. Please listen, like, share, subscribe, and if you're doing home renos, leave a little note inside the wall for the next generation of how much you appreciate this podcast.